hearing is underway. U.S. intelligence and the Justice Department say Iran is working to influence the outcome of the next election. The FBI is investigating phishing attempts at people associated with both the Trump and the Harris campaigns. But we know in 2020, the Supreme Leader had sanctioned Iran interfering to hurt Donald Trump in that election. Are you satisfied with what the social media companies and U.S. intelligence are doing now?
I think what's missing here is a response from the administration. You have Microsoft coming forward and saying that the Trump administration the Trump campaign had been hacked. The Biden administration had identified that Iran was attempting to do this, including spinning misinformation. But even further, the administration has acknowledged that Iran was executing a plan to assassinate Donald Trump. They even alleging that an individual they have in possession was part of that plot. But you don't really have a response from the administration. Most national security experts resoundingly agree that killing a presidential candidate would be an act of war from a foreign power. Well, certainly attempting though does at least require a response. And this, the administration is both on the hacking side, on the misinformation side, and on the alleged attempt on Donald Trump's life is not holding Iran accountable. There's no red lines.
So you don't count the arrest and prosecution of the individual who is recruiting
This is not a law enforcement issue, right? This is not a law enforcement issue. This is a nation state that the administration has identified as having executed a plot to try to assassinate Donald Trump and is undertaking misinformation, election interference, including hacking. This requires a response to the administration.
You have oversight of the intelligence community. You can't talk about classified information, but are you suggesting here that there aren't even covert actions being taken against Iran?
I'm saying that there is not a response that impacts Iran or that has a deterrent effect or holds them accountable. And that, of course, results in increased activity and an increase in emboldening of Iran to meddle in our elections and to I think, have people at risk in our country.
What would you want to see? Sanctions or?
At least, well, of course, we first to start with a statement by the administration. And then also you could go to, there need to be statements of red lines and understanding of what actions would occur. And then there does need to be action. I think the administration needs to look at what is their response going to be now that they're openly saying that they have in custody an individual they allege was part of an Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump.
And those other officials associated do still receive protection largely from diplomatic security.
In addition to his cabinet members that have been threatened.
So the administration is approving that, though, is my point. But on what the U.S. intelligence community is assessing about interfering in the election, the director of national intelligence did brief reporters and said that Moscow has not changed its prior preference of candidates, which in 2016 and 2020 was Donald Trump.
Well,
is enough being done on that front in terms of that level of meddling, which is expected to continue as well?
I think what we're seeing here, especially in the part of Iran, is that they understand that Donald Trump is anti-Iran, and he recognizes that a strong America is a safer world. Now, if you look further as to meddling and what Russia is doing, I think in this instance, Trump has certainly indicated that he wants to bring an end to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And it certainly isn't an anti-Ukraine position, but it certainly is a stronger America position. And you were just talking with Senator Kelly about the restrictions that are being placed on Ukraine by the Biden administration in this conflict. Those certainly are troublesome and do result in this sort of status quo of that can be a game of attrition on Ukraine.
So to the point